Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is TBR Schmitt and this is my wife Samantha.
Hello.
And today we are watching episodes 5 and 6 of Better Call Saul. What'd you think of the last two episodes?
Amazing.
Yes.
We watched them earlier.
Earlier today, yeah.
Yeah, so which is always nice to kind of be able to take the time to watch more.
Yeah, very rare for us, but
Yes.
we're able to hopefully jump into the next half an episode, one episode, 2 episodes. We'll see.
Yeah, a little ticking time bomb.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so we talked in great length at the end of the last episode, so I don't think there's a need to reopen
That
anything.
wound, yeah, just a ton going on for all of our characters.
Yeah.
The big thing, I guess, is we left off on a what the hell is happening between Mike and Gus standoff situation, job. So that's probably what we'll focus on next.
Yeah.
But who knows? Because there's so many amazing characters and storylines that we could just jump around anywhere and I'll be excited.
Yeah, let's get into it.
So if you'd like to see the full-length reaction for this, as well as everything else that we've reacted to, the link to our Patreon is in the description. If you'd like to interact with us on our Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, all those links are in the description as well. And with that, let's get into the episode. Oh, wow. This is Saul's office.
Yeah, this is right before.
Right before what?
Right before he has to leave. It's Francesca's.
Shredding.
Yeah.
Did you shred the files under your desk?
Yes.
This is a weird jump in halfway through the season.
Right?
Wonder what was in that.
Drop them off at least 5 miles from here in separate dumpsters.
Damn.
When the cops come talk to you, and they will, what are you going to tell them?
Talk to my attorney.
And where are you going to be November 12th at 3 p.m.?
I'll be there, but if it doesn't ring at 3 on the dot, I'm gone.
Don't worry.
Is the attorney Kim?
Quite right, huh?
Yep.
This is making me so nostalgic, though.
Right.
I need a new dust filter for my Hoover Max Extra. Can you help me with that? I know where that is. I'll be there.
Oh. That's why you need to buy those phones. Damn.
Wow, what a flashback.
I was not.
Forward.
Hopefully I played the right episode because I was not expecting that. Didn't get anyone with that sign?
Word's got to get out.
Customer, maybe. Come on.
Privacy sold here. Privacy from who?
Come on, you know.
The man.
The IRS.
Ooh.
Bingo.
Do not sell.
Maybe you don't report every single penny. I mean, who does, right? Scheduling appointments on the phone. How are you arranging payments on the phone? One day, at a time of their choosing, bam! They bring the hammer down to Chinatown. I practice something we call information hygiene.
Wash as you go.
Can't be traced, can't be tracked. They don't know, can't hurt you. If you use it only once per, you know, that's kind of key.
Once per what?
Depends on the nature of your situation.
How much are they?
Cheaper than an audit.
That's a good way to frame it.
My supply is very short.
I'll buy them all right now. No way.
I'm dead.
Gonna be the best salesperson. Who are you, strange sir?
I don't know. And why is it so blue?
Yeah, right?
Use the prepaid parking ticket in the cup holder to exit the lot. I'll call you in about 20 minutes and talk you through the rest of it. Okay?
I understand.
Okay, so he's here for Gus.
And Mike is helping bringing him in?
And I'm like, should we know who this is?
I don't think so. Stop at mile marker 238.
You need to relieve yourself? If you do, I suggest you do it now.
As I said, I'm fine.
Suit yourself. Pop the trunk, place your luggage next to you, and put the hood on. Those are the rules.
Interesting. You better break that phone. They weren't far behind.
There's a strap for you to hold on to if you reach out to your left.
Grab that strap.
So is the hood for Mike? Because there's no windows.
That's true, right? Oh, it's making me sick. So the hood wasn't for Mike. Oh, it's the laundromat.
The entrance will be back there. You need to stay within the footprint of the building.
So he's a drug architect.
You can do it? How long will it take?
I want to say 7 months, but I think I could do it in 6. With the right equipment, modern methods, blasting will be quite unnecessary.
56 feet down with no blasting, working nights only. You're saying 7 months max.
So
I don't know why I kind of assumed this place already had a basement.
right, same.
And that's why he got it.
Thank you for your time.
Oh,
Pardon?
are we saying no?
Or we're just...
And he's got his ticket back home in his pocket? Okay. No job? Was he too cocky? I assume that was Gus on the phone.
Yeah.
They didn't have a conversation, so Gus was already like listening through a
Yeah.
mic or a camera or something.
Sit over there and leave that alone.
What are we doing, Kim?
Kid threw a cinder block through a jewelry store window, and I have a witness.
You're not gonna get away with it. You're not gonna play dumb, are you? The arresting officers took the first part of my guy's statement before he was Mirandized, and you knew all about it.
Why would you even...
No, please.
10 months jail.
6 months probation. Time served.
Are you joking? We started at 18 months jail.
Damn.
To you.
8 months jail.
4 months probation.
Oh.
What happened to 6?
You're annoying me.
6 months jail time, 1 year probation.
She's playing hardball. Make a deal.
I love this, like, back shot acting.
Yeah.
4 months.
4 months probation.
Yes.
No way. It went from 6 to 4 just because you fucked around.
I'm happy to say the defense and prosecution have reached an agreement. Hey, what? No, stand still. This is mine, remember?
He's a thief.
The meeting's in 15 and with traffic.
Got it. Thanks.
Yeah, see, like, what is Kim doing?
I'm gonna have a probation officer on my ass for 4 months.
Are you kidding?
Today after you leave here, you will go straight to your grandfather's restaurant and you will beg him for a job. You will keep your nose clean. You understand? Because if you don't, you will go to jail. Grown-up jail with grown-up bad guys. Picture that, David.
Picture them in certain areas.
Yeah, he got lucky.
Should have said thank you.
Nope.
I have tons of Mesa Verde to catch up on.
Ton of work to catch on because she's spending all day doing other shit.
Just realize there's something I need to do at work.
I'll just go in the bedroom.
Absolutely not. You have work. I have work. It's okay. Don't wait up.
Don't wait up. What urgent cell phone matter do you have? Obviously nothing, but... Okay, so he's buying the phones. Is he gonna go out and just, like, sell them for double?
How you guys set for phones?
Beat it, narc.
Come on, would a narc drive this piece of shit?
No luck. Some smart kids there. You look...
Tracksuit and the hair.
He looks more like a narc. I wonder if he is even making any profit or if he's just doing this
To do it?
To do it.
No, he has to be making something. Is it worth all this time and energy? Probably not.
Absolutely not. How many phones did you have?
It was a lot of receipts, so... The cops coming? What's happening?
Yeah. Oh, it's a gang.
Motorcycles?
Perfect clientele. Damn, these guys cleared the place out. You gonna do business or what, Jimmy? Don't be afraid of a couple of bikes.
We got 4 left.
But maybe you can get them hooked to come to the store.
I don't like this music.
It could be bad or great.
Hey, how's it going? Did you get that ink in Las Lunas?
Las Cruces.
Off by 1. The man is always listening on those landlines, so if you want to talk to your friends on the inside, there is a simple solution. This little baby, it's completely untraceable.
How much?
Yes, Jimmy. So that's the benefit, is now they're untraceable.
Oh, he's riding this high.
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, they're gonna mug him?
Give me your money.
Hey!
Oh. Bikers, come back. Damn, Jimmy, you're gonna let these 3 kids rob you?
Shit.
Man, from such a high to an immediate crash. Gotta get those bikers to come back, teach those kids a lesson. Also, a lot of people are probably gonna die in prison now. If that gang has access to communicate so easily, they're gonna have so many hits out on other people.
How bad is it?
I got mugged.
You sure you don't want to go to the ER just to be safe?
I'm fine. Look at us. We're like a Matthew Brady photo.
I don't know who that is, but they're probably messed up in the photo.
So this happened at the doghouse? 1:30 in the morning?
Lost track of time.
Did you call the police?
Nah, what's the point?
It sounds like you were just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
I think tomorrow I might call that shrink. Couldn't hurt, right?
Couldn't hurt.
Oh, he's taking it off. Fun while it lasted.
Denise! It's Kim Wexler! You're supposed to meet me in court an hour ago. I got the clerk to push your hearing, but we've got to go now.
I can't. I'm freaking out. I can't go to jail.
I can't promise you no jail time. But what I do know for sure is that if you don't come with me right now to court, then jail is a done deal.
Not even answering it.
It's your first offense. It was under 2 ounces. Trust me, I'm good at this.
Is this, like, in Kim's mind, making more of a difference in this world than just expanding banks, you know?
Yeah.
Doing something a little bit more helpful.
And trying to get to them early, like first offense.
Right, first offense, just kids.
There's a major error in the branch paperwork that went out to Denver and Flagstaff. I need you now.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't. Not right now.
But Kim, this is
I'm sorry.
Oh.
This is bad. Very bad.
All right, let's go get him.
I had to pull everyone on the floor to retype and proof the submission because we didn't have the files, and your paralegal didn't know where they were.
God damn.
The mistake is not the issue here. I need to know your head is in this. We're not a client you hang up on.
I'm really sorry, Paige. It'll never happen again.
I hope not.
Will it not? Or is Kim gonna have to send Mesa Verde somewhere else?
Oh,
Oh no.
I'm going to throw up. Hold on, we're almost there.
Why is the road so rough?
Over there?
Ooh, called it out. Instead of lasers, using his feet.
Oh, that's good.
He's definitely taking longer than the other guy.
Yeah.
I must support the existing structure.
To avoid a cave-in.
Somehow place I-beams across the top of the secant walls. I will need to move 1,700 cubic meters of dirt. We will surely hit rock, which means blasting.
How do you do blasting secretly?
This is just the beginning. And all this in complete secrecy. Judging from the sounds I heard, I assume we are not far from a town. Also not optimal. Many, many things can go wrong.
Oh.
Gus liked what he heard. He was here the whole time.
It's impossible. Difficult, very expensive. Not quite impossible.
Es freut mich, Ihre Bekanntschaft zu machen.
He got the job. The first guy was just like, beep, 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 beep. I can do it.
What is he doing? That Howard?
No way. What?
Everything's fine. How are you doing?
Howard looks horrible.
Right.
Supposed to be in court in about 25 minutes.
Big case?
Not particularly. You ever have insomnia?
Damn. Can't sleep?
What's eating you?
I think I've shared enough. More than enough. Let's leave it at that.
I actually have the number of a shrink. I got it for a client.
For a client? His freaking tie. He doesn't have those like little pin things.
Twice a week.
Is he any good?
Yes.
This is good, but hate to see what bad is.
Good seeing you, Howard.
You too.
Howard's like, why are you not like this? Jimmy.
Oh, great. Just because it didn't work for Howard?
Well, it looks like you completed your hours.
Yep.
And you've recently procured lawful employment at
CC Mobile.
Next month, bring pay stubs.
Will do.
Are you associating with any known criminals?
Biker gang.
Have you thought about what you're going to do once your PPD is up?
In 9 months and 24 days, my partner and I will get a new office. Bigger and better. I'm going to be a damn good lawyer, and people are going to know about it.
Okay.
Jeez. Good old Jimmy in the mailroom.
I'm headed up to 4. You got anything?
Yeah. And I'll do 3.
Already done.
You know, you're making the rest of us look bad.
Wow, look at him.
Isaacson, he dies of a heart attack, and his family sort through his financials. They find some old shares in this company he invested in like 20 years back. And it turns out they formed a new corporation that's virtually identical to the old corp Isaacson invested in.
I appreciate the effort, but can you just big picture it for me?
Chuck won a case using only the power of obscure case law.
That's good.
Yeah, very.
Sounds like it was Isaacson v. Chuck handing him his butt on a platter, huh?
Isaacson is our client.
The other guy's butts, then.
Yep, served on platters. That's right. Thanks, Jimmy.
God.
There's a Mr. Bushmills waiting in my office.
Kim? Jimmy?
That'll be you soon.
Yep.
So many things.
I know. God, so much to unpack from that little tiny meetup.
Ben,
I wonder
what do you got for me?
if in this moment Jimmy is
In law school?
Yeah. Or was that the spark? Interesting. Is he gonna go look up that case law?
Oh, I think you might be right. Maybe that was the spark.
The spark. Jimmy just had like, people chatting with him and the focus was on him. And then, Chuck's big case and everyone's like, oh my God, Chuck.
The Mesa Verde statue should be exempt from sign code restrictions.
Head's not in it.
Nope. All tired from selling phones.
What is that?
Oh, is it new names for when they get back? Yeah.
Yeah.
Up late justifying a giant horse statue to the Park City Zoning Commission. I'm definitely overcompensating for some of their shortcoming, Big. Your hour's pretty much set now?
Yeah. It's dead, Kim. It's deader than disco.
Does that mean you were able to schedule an appointment with a therapist?
Sure.
I decided not to go.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't really force him into it, but not what she wants to hear.
I realize it's just not for me. I need to be moving forward, and I'm kind of on a path. Just want to give this a try. Is that okay?
You have to do what's best for you.
Sushi tonight?
Yeah, that sounds great.
What's best for him is what's best for Kim not to join up with Jimmy again once he's back.
Or does Kim not even want this anymore?
Yeah, because it real quick, it said banking law or something like that.
How long you got with that thing?
3 more weeks.
Can I sign it? Do people still do that?
Losing Billy Gat would definitely hurt. As long as he's taken care of, I'm happy.
You made it easy for us. We just continued what you started.
She get a payday for that?
So, what can I do for you?
How's your banking division?
Damn, she's going to drop off Mesa Verde?
I wouldn't say we have a division.
Would you like one?
She is just funneling such top clients to them?
Well, no, but I feel like she wants to be a part of that.
Oh, you think? She wants to join with them to keep working on Mesa Verde?
And then maybe she'll drop it.
With them?
Yeah.
I just assumed she was all. The heck is
Vernon
this?
will probably take his own. The rest of the guys can double up. Well, this is a good start.
Was this for like the excavation crew?
You build out a stock bar, beer on tap. I mean, they're Germans, so.
Germans.
Hell, we could even put up a hoop. Germans play basketball, yeah? I believe so.
This is a huge space.
Yeah.
This was going to take 6 months, probably 10, in total isolation. We can't just keep them alive. We got to keep them from climbing the walls.
Would they want workout equipment if they're working hard labor 10 hours?
I'd like a full camera perimeter inside. We'd be watching. We just don't need to stick it in their faces. And we're going to need a trailer to monitor the cameras. 2 guys, 24-hour monitoring, working
Jeez.
shifts. Probably help to have a couple German speakers as well.
I can provide you, man.
This is such an investment.
Yeah.
This is just for the crew.
Bad one.
Oh.
You say infection? Hector?
Hector? I was thinking Nacho. Maybe Nacho got an infection.
Oh.
Jimmy McGill.
Yes, I'm looking for Jimmy McGill.
Yeah, you found him.
I think you did my aunt's will. At least that's what it says here. She died. Geraldine Strauss.
Is that the commercial lady?
She went in her sleep a couple weeks ago. Heart failure.
Oh. Did Clarence get the Alpine Shepherd boy?
Yeah, he got it.
He finished college then?
How did you know? Oh, because you did the will.
Yeah, duh.
Is there a memorial?
Sorry, it was last week.
Oh.
Are you on an hourly rate, or would this be like a flat fee kind of thing?
Can he do any of this?
I don't think so.
Not practicing any longer.
Darn it.
Hamlin McGill has an excellent estate law department.
All right, well, thank you, Mr. McGill.
You bet.
Ooh, that had to be hard.
Yeah. It's like his first one. Yeah, the Sandpiper commercial. She was so good in this.
Guess where I am?
Somewhere good?
Somewhere very good.
Oh, is she gonna want Jimmy to join once he's back? Because I feel like you might be right that she's gonna join. I don't know.
I don't think she wants her own thing, but then the whole courthouse stuff, that's what.
How's work?
It is a job. And how about you?
I met with Rich Schweikart today. We were talking, and he offered me a job.
Offer to her.
They want me to run their banking division. Build it.
You were right that she was gonna be a part of it, not just pass it off.
Yeah.
My workload has gotten a lot more complicated lately. I've been taking on some pro bono work. I'm helping people.
No, it makes a lot of sense. I have been thinking about criminal law myself. You know, like you said, you're helping people.
Helping different people.
Wexler McGill, criminal law.
That all sounds great. The thing is, if I go to Schweikart and Coakley, I have all those associates to help cover Mesa Verde. It'll keep paying the bills and free me up to do the work I really care about.
So you kind of get to have your cake and eat it too.
Kind of, yeah.
And it doesn't include you, Jimmy.
I'll be right back.
No, Jimmy.
What? I gotta hit the head.
Ugh.
He's like spent days working on a logo for him.
I expected a more supportive reaction, at least in the moment. Like, I figured he would
do this 30
Yeah.
seconds later.
Yeah.
I say do it.
The sound design similar to when Chuck would freak out.
Kim, you gotta do what's best for you. I can't ask you to wait around for me. Do Schweikart and Coakley and Wexler.
That's huge for Kim.
Yeah, big for Kim. And just another thing that's another roadblock that stops Jimmy from turning into Saul.
Yeah. I mean, you can see he's already going down that.
Yeah, he's already heading towards Saul.
Yeah. So maybe he won't be dragging Kim down with him now.
That's true.
Hi. Hi. I only have a few minutes. I have to pick Kaylee up.
Oh, wow.
I stand by what I said, but there's a time and there's a place, and that wasn't it.
He left me quite the mess.
Yeah, I can see that.
Anita's not happy. You might want to call her.
Yeah.
Probably better if I don't.
Know that I would never forget Maddie.
I know. Was thinking maybe I could pick Kaylee up from school tomorrow.
That'd be a big help, Pop.
Try to get back to normal.
Yeah, that's good. When she wouldn't let him in the door, I was like, whoa.
Hey, Jimmy, this was going in the mail today. You would have gotten it by Friday.
I got a pressing need. Only $5,000 will cure.
Oh, there you go then.
I see a lot of empty cubicles out there. What's going on?
We're doing some reorganizing.
Damn.
We've had some setbacks. The firm's reputation is not what it was. The consultants call it right-sizing.
Right-sizing instead of downsizing? Wow, such a mighty law firm just crashing.
This place is falling apart. Get your shit together, Howard.
Oh.
This place is all you've got. That and your hair. Clock's ticking there, too, so.
Oh.
You're a shitty lawyer, Howard, but you're a great salesman. So get out there and sell.
Fuck you, Jimmy.
There you go. Use that.
A little bit of tough love.
What was that?
Oh my God. He bought wholesale cell phones.
About $4,000 worth of them? Is that what it was?
I don't know. I would not feel comfortable leaving all of that just out there. I mean, he's going as fast as he can, but someone can help.
I mean, this looks weird.
What's all this? I don't want people coming in and out to buy your stupid phones. You can't keep them here. They're a fire hazard.
Well, they're not going to be here very long, okay?
Just give her one. There you go.
Prepaid, 350 minutes.
Get rich quick schemes never work.
Great advice. Like Gus could be doing anything.
The obsession.
They say this infection may kill you. My doctor tells me again and again that you may never wake. And yet, I wait.
I mean, maybe with Gus there, he'll just wake up out of spite.
Yeah, right? He'll just feel Gus. At least Gus is talking to him.
When I was 7, the buds grew into green fruit. I'd never tasted something so sweet. One day, much of the fruit was gone from my tree. It was probably a coati, about the size of a large house cat. I built a snare. The coati thrashed so hard, it broke out of the snare, broke its leg as well. It ran under the house, so I waited into the night. When my brothers called for me, I did not answer. I didn't make a sound.
He's always been obsessed.
Finally, it came out. I caught it. The merciful thing would have been to kill it. I kept it.
Jeez.
I believe you will wake, Hector.
He wants to keep Hector as his little disabled pet, just like he did that cat thing.
Wow.
German dig crew.
Ist ja riesig.
Crazy. Ist das eine Bar?
Ja. Geil, die haben einen Kicker.
They seem happy with the
Yeah.
arrangements.
It's not as many of them as I thought.
No. Maybe this is just the first crew?
We have a few things to go over here.
Kai,
Over here, Kai.
Sie zahlen euch gutes Geld, dafür hört ihr gefälligst zu.
Kai's gone.
Yeah. Gonna be made an example.
We got 4 bedrooms between the 2 houses. Working kitchen so you can cook whatever you want. Anything you need, call.
So when do the girls get here?
Anything within reason.
Little troublemaker, huh?
Work starts tomorrow night.
Once the work begins, they focus. I'll see to it. Thank you for that, Michael.
If you need anything to make this go better, you let me know.
I will, certainly.
I like how he calls him Michael. Damn. Double locked.
Man, for like, what, a year-ish?
Yeah, they were like 6 months, which means maybe 7 months, which means 9 months, which means a year. And there's your 24/7 crew.
You keep an eye on this one.
I mean, you put a bunch of German engineers in a room together, they might figure out a way out.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's only one engineer, right?
Maybe, or maybe they're all engineers. I don't know.
I figured they were just like the labor side.
As is, oh, back to these kids.
Come in peace. I'm just here to make a deal. If you let me sell my phones without hassle, I cut you in $100 every night that I'm out for literally doing nothing.
Really?
Sure, you can rip me off again, but then I stop selling and you lose a valuable revenue stream.
Give me all you got, now. You talk too much.
All right, we got a man of action.
Was that really our plan? There has to be more.
Is there somebody waiting?
Is he gonna draw him into that biker gang? Ooh, this feels like a trap, hopefully.
The stupidest person I've ever met.
Oh, good. Oh, upside down.
Where are, oh, the Piñata place.
We're sorry.
Yeah, you are. Very much so.
I'll swear to anything you want me to.
Cross your heart and hope to die.
Take all their money.
Yeah, rob them. Stab one of them.
You'll never have to see us again.
And you will spread the word that I'm off limits. We're done. I think they get it.
We're paying for all these piñatas.
Who is this?
I figured one of them was gonna be Huel. Oh, that was the big guy who, like, he ran away from the job that Mike took, I think.
Oh, with Daniel?
Yeah, in the parking structure.
Is he gonna leave him? This camera angle is tripping me out.
That was great. All right, that was episode 5 and 6 of Better Call Saul. What'd you think?
Great episodes, as always.
Yeah, definitely, as always. We're trying to piece it all together because we had a massive break in between filmings. I think this was filmed in like 3 or 4 different filming sessions, and then we had a big break because I got massively sick. So hopefully we don't leave anything out, but if we do, that's why. The cool thing with these episodes is we had some pretty unique openings to the episodes.
Yes, some time jumps. I won't say flashbacks since they're both, one was in the future and not present, but future of what we're watching.
Right, future from what we're watching. Yeah.
Yeah, and then in the way past, and we got a Chuck appearance.
Yeah, so it was cool to see the kind of shredding of the documents and the burner phones and Jimmy's like extended scene, or I guess Saul at that point, of him trying to get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
Once shit hits the fan. And I think the little nugget that I like is when he hands Francesca like, oh, call this lawyer or something like that. Maybe that's Kim.
Yeah, I would be very interested to see, because we still don't know, is Kim in Saul's world? Are they still in contact with each other? Are they on good terms?
Yeah. Every once in a while, we'll get some great comments on Patreon and on YouTube that kind of give us like a timeline.
Yeah.
And it really puts things into perspective. And then I immediately forget it. But I think...
Well, we have, from what I remember this season, we're still like 3 years away or something.
Oh, I thought it was
Crazy.
way more than that. I thought once I saw the timeline, I was like, oh shit. Because in my mind, I was like, okay, maybe we're like 6 months away from seeing Walter White or something.
No.
But I think it's like, you think it's 3 years.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 8 to 9 years or something.
No. I think at this point in the season or in the series.
Gotcha. But anyways, we're far away. I like that little intro because it makes me think that Kim does exist, because we've seen Kim these 2 episodes really turn into a completely different direction. I feel like so many characters just go so wild.
Yeah.
And like who they are and their decision making, and like I feel like I start to think how they would think, and then they shock me by going a different direction or something. But Kim is on this path of just like ditching Mesa Verde, signing up with Cocard or something like that. Also kind of ditching Jimmy, or like the idea, the concept of working side by side with him. So it's like, is this the foundation? Is this the groundwork for Kim still existing, but on her own more, which would explain why she doesn't get in the dirty business of Saul, you know?
Yeah, no, I think that's exactly what's happening. And I'm so excited for Kim. We were kind of talking about like with the whole courthouse appearance of her starting to go back in there. And was it for like the love of the law? That's what she's looking for, which is kind of what the judge assumed was happening. Yeah, I just felt like, what is she doing here? And obviously she explains now that that is what she's doing there.
Yeah.
And I love to see that she is getting back to the part of the law that she loves while also still getting to keep on Mesa Verde. She found a way to a partner position, which she's been like gunning for at HHM and was clearly never gonna get.
Yeah.
So she has been wildly successful on her own, or in this like joint partnership with Jimmy ish, but she's been doing really well. And I think the car accident, Chuck's death, like all of these things compounded to kind of make her realize like what I want to do with the law and how do I get there. And I love that we got to like watch her do that.
Yeah, because it does for a lot of moments feel like she's kind of like spiraling and losing it, and then you get to this point and it really is like she gets to have her cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
Just like Jimmy said, where
Yeah.
it's like she can still make all of the money and be successful and do what she loves. Like you said, with like Chuck passing and stuff, I think we commented on how sometimes it felt like his life was a little empty.
Yeah.
Even though he had the law and that was everything he wanted, there could have been maybe more. And I think Kim at least had this realization with a near-death experience, essentially, to be like, yeah, I might be great at banking, but like this doesn't excite me to wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
Where she's going like above and beyond in a way that makes her feel good as like this public defender. So it is cool. It is,
Yeah.
for a moment there, you're like, no, Kim, what are you doing? You're burning it all down. And then you're like, okay, cool. You seem set. You seem like you're on a path that is great.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to last. I'm hoping it kind of does, because it would explain why she's not involved in the Breaking Bad universe, because she's set well.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's just all it is.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of hope for Kim, and I think she's just putting herself in such a good position. Yeah, I mean, a partner role, like I'm so hopeful that this is it for Kim, and I don't know what that means for Kim and Jimmy. I'm glad professionally that is splitting them up, because I think obviously we're seeing Jimmy head very quickly into Saul territory.
Yeah.
So I'm glad Kim's separating herself from that, but what that's gonna do to their relationship, I don't know.
Yeah, because I used to want Kim involved because she was like the good presence that would pull Jimmy into the good zone as well.
Yeah.
But then she kind of started...
It was the opposite. He was like pulling her.
Yeah. Or like she just wasn't even pulling sometimes.
Yeah.
So then it really got into a bad situation where I was like, this is turning into like a toxic situation.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of happy now that she's hopefully separated herself, because Jimmy's just doing crazy stuff.
I feel like one thing that I like about Jimmy is I like his hustle. Like he's always going and trying to, make a better life for himself and for the partnership with Kim, making sure that he can pay that or whatever. So like with the commercials and, finding that class action lawsuit, and like, I feel like he hustles.
Oh yeah. He's always been such a grinder.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes, most of the times, it's not for the right reasons.
Oh, totally.
And now he's just like, we talked about it, where it's like 10 months, it's really not that long of a time. He could have easily just gotten through this and then got back to the law. But this break, like, because he is such a hustler, he has to do something. Like, he can't just sit quietly in a cell phone shop. He's like, how do I spin this? Every single day, it's like, how do I spin this into something? And now he's just spinning cell phones. And it's just, every time I feel like we see an episode, we see just more and more criminal activity, I guess. Back to his, like, slipping Jimmy ways, but not really like the slipping, like, injury type of thing, but more just like, I guess, just hustling, like you said, but just not in positive ways.
Yeah. So Yeah, that's kind of where I was going with that, is that like now we know that this is getting into like Saul territory. So it's always been cool to watch him hustle for himself, but now because he's becoming Saul, like we're watching him hustle like into criminal activity, or at this point, I guess just hustling into criminal adjacent. I don't think anything he's doing is illegal. I mean, he's just technically reselling
selling
prepaid phones.
Yeah, selling
but he's
phones.
making those connections with criminal type of people or people that need those burner phones.
Yeah.
So we're very slowly getting into that. So it's like, okay, Jimmy, like, yeah, keep busy, you know, don't go into any type of depression or anything like that during these 10 months and make your money and stuff. But then it's like, well, shit, we're going down this rabbit hole and we're going to end up at Saul. So watching Jimmy work is crazy, like to see the ideas that he comes up with.
Yeah.
He's clearly unhinged. When we saw in the last couple of episodes the whole interview situation.
Right.
So now we're into these cell phones. He's making his name now known. He had the bikers, and then he had the situation with those boys where he specifically said, like, not only are you gonna leave me alone, like you're gonna tell everyone else.
Yeah, don't mess with the cell phone guy.
Exactly. So
yeah, I mean, the Jimmy name is ruined for elder law.
Yeah.
So then, you know, he did talk to Kim a little bit. Kim brought it up about criminal or like public defenders and stuff. So I don't know if that was more to satisfy Kim or if it really is because just like Jimmy just works best with criminals. Like that's just the reality.
Yeah.
And like that's why he's so good on these streets and he can trick people or convince them. And it's just like that's just his clientele. So
yeah,
it's like we know where Saul is or ends up.
Yeah.
It's just really cool and interesting to see it get there, even though it feels like you're watching like a car accident in slow motion.
Yeah.
But he's good at it. He's good at dealing with criminals. Not many people, I mean, literally everyone at that hot dog stand ran away when that biker gang. Jimmy walked up, no problem having a conversation with him. Connected immediately and got a deal done.
Yeah, and I mean, he is like the salesman.
Yeah.
Like we've talked about this previous, and that kind of brings me now into the conversation with Howard.
Yeah.
It's very interesting because there was parts of that conversation with the tough love that I was like, I feel like Howard is in a slump. We saw him in the bathroom. He's like not shaved. He looks like disheveled.
He's not sleeping, which he was like, I don't wish insomnia on my worst enemies.
Exactly. So it's like he does need something to snap him out of this. So those little tiny moments in that conversation of actual tough love, of like, get your shit together, Howard. That was really cool to watch between the two of them. But then you also have this kind of like mean spirited part of Jimmy that comes out because Jimmy just hates Howard. Howard also doesn't like Jimmy. Like they're never gonna get along, and you have that part of it. So there was moments that he obviously went way too far in that conversation, but I hope that Howard just takes the tough love portion of that conversation and does succeed. I want to see Howard succeed.
Yeah. I don't know if we ever thought Howard was a bad guy. Maybe we've thought he was an asshole.
Yeah.
Plenty of times.
Or especially early on.
Yeah, especially early on.
Yeah.
Like he's done plenty of things. I think even though early on we did see Chuck's kind of like manipulation or like puppeteering of Chuck.
Yeah.
Of Howard, I mean. I don't think we ever thought he was a bad guy, just an asshole. But now we're
like insert clip of us just shitting all over Howard.
Yeah, he's such a terrible bad guy. No, we've definitely thought he was like terrible asshole, but not someone who deserved terrible things to happen to him.
No.
And so
yeah, seeing him like this is
we're at a point, and the thing is like we know the truth.
Yeah.
Which is like why the conversation that Jimmy has, half of it is good and half of it is like bad, because you really know what would truly help. So it's like Jimmy giving him some tough love. It's kind of like, oh, that's good. Like, that's nice. Maybe this will help Howard get a spark back, because we've seen Howard with a spark.
Yeah.
And he's great. Like when he gave that shit to Jimmy
In the parking garage?
the parking garage, like here.
Oh, that was prime.
Yeah, that's like peak Howard right there. So like we know what Howard can do and can accomplish. And yeah, maybe he is a much better salesman than lawyer, but he can still get shit done. But again, like you said, I don't think Jimmy said that because he wanted to help Howard. I think Jimmy was just saying that because he's like, oh, here's an opportunity for me to shit on Howard more.
Yeah, and I mean, Jimmy will absolutely kick him when he's down.
Yeah, and like if Jimmy truly wanted to help Howard, he could forgive Howard or tell Howard the truth to be like, hey, it was me with the insurance. That would probably...
Or even just, this is not your fault. Like, even if even if he doesn't want to come clean about what he did, but...
So, yeah, that's exactly
he's not gonna do that.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, Jimmy could truly set Howard on the right direction.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. So, this is kind of like halfway there, but not for the right reasons.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to see how will Howard respond.
Yes.
And I hope positively, but it is interesting to see how quickly such a gigantic law firm can crash and burn.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there was probably already gonna be fallout losing Chuck to the firm.
Yeah.
Clearly, I mean, he's a name partner and he was an incredible lawyer. Like, he had that reputation, but then to like actually lose him, then the way that they did.
And it's just like, what is HHM anymore? There's no H and there's no M. It's just H. There's no Howard Dad and there's no McGill.
Yeah.
It's just Howard.
Yeah. That's a lot of pressure on him to try to keep this company, his legacy, afloat.
Yeah.
They've clearly hired, some consultant with the right sizing.
Yeah, such a
thing.
good term. Right sizing. Fire 50% of your staff.
Yeah. I would also be very curious if anybody maybe left after Chuck retired, because maybe there were people there that wanted to work there to work with Chuck,
Yeah.
just because he had like that, reputation of being an incredible lawyer, even though he hadn't been there for some time. So I think there's a lot of things that go into that, but I do genuinely want to see Howard succeed. So I hope the parts of that conversation that Jimmy was not a complete asshole would make some type of difference to Howard, but I don't know.
I doubt it's ever going to be ever happen, but it would be cool if Jimmy does come back with his law degree and finally becomes a partner at HHM.
No, that's not gonna happen.
It would be cool. It would be cool to see Howard and Jimmy on the same team.
Never.
Just to see. I know it's not going to happen, but it would be cool to see what could Howard and Jimmy accomplish if they actually just focused on law.
No,
I mean,
they couldn't accomplish anything together.
I know. But what could they?
They could not.
I mean, we almost got that with Sandpiper, with like Chuck and Jimmy. That was like an episode and a half, maybe, of like, wow, they're great together.
Yeah.
And then it all burns down.
But Chuck and Jimmy is a much different story than Howard and Jimmy.
But you go back to the beginning, Howard never was the one who had anything against Jimmy in the first place.
No, but I don't think they like each other regardless.
They could have. If things were different, which we did see. That was another opening to episode 6, kind of like the Way flashback, I guess, with the appearance of Chuck. And that was an interesting dynamic with Chuck and Kim and Jimmy. Chuck just looked like a hero. All of the attention. Kim was just like blown away, like she was meeting like one of her heroes or something. And Chuck was dismissive to both of them. Classic asshole Chuck.
Yeah.
And kind of that like, I don't know if that was the very start of Jimmy's law path.
Yeah, when he heads into the library, it feels like that's it, because he saw, Chuck getting all this attention and praise, and even the attention and praise of Kim.
Exactly.
So I want to believe that probably is like the origin of him.
Could be like, fuck, I could do this. And then goes in the library and grabs a couple of law books.
Yeah, and then gets accepted to his college.
Samoa or something.
Samoan college.
Yeah. But yeah, so interesting paths for Jimmy. Jimmy's a little bit more, I don't want to say predictable, but like his descent is a little bit more obvious.
Yeah, I mean, we know where it's going.
Yeah. Howard, I was not expecting such a quick descent.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit surprising.
Yeah.
And then Kim, I thought she was like descending.
A goner.
Yeah. And now a quick ascent.
You want to say ascent and descent one more time?
No, I'm good. So I think that covers some of our main storylines, and another big one is this whole excavation of the laundromat, I guess.
Yeah, so we got this was like probably a last season at this point. We got like the first sighting of the laundromat and the introduction of Lydia.
Yeah.
Into the Better Call Saul show. But yeah, I mean, very interesting to watch how Gus and Mike like worked together on this. You know, they were just like done with that first guy when he's like pulling out all his
little lasers
and his computer and whatever.
Too confident.
Yeah. And now we have the Germans here, and they set up that place like crazy.
Yeah, it seems perfect. Obviously, that's not the end of our story with this, because I think this Kai, I think was his name.
Kai is probably gonna end up dead, honestly.
I'm gonna assume some of these Germans are gonna end up dead.
Yeah.
They're gonna go a little stir crazy.
Yeah.
And yeah, they might try to escape or something, or do something shady. But I just love how the show takes us to like these like extreme looks behind the scene, because I think we both said it when we were watching Breaking Bad and they're like working underground. We genuinely thought that was just the basement that they like put all of the equipment in.
Yeah.
And like the craziest thing that they did was like the air filtration or something to like tie in with all the chemicals of like the laundromat.
Yeah.
But no, like this is an insane project that has to cost millions just to dig the dirt out of there.
It's very interesting because obviously now I'm looking back at it, I'm like, of course there wasn't a basement there. If there was a basement there, it would have been on the plans. It would have been permitted. Like it would have been, so when people are coming in to look at stuff, like you would have been like, where's the basement?
Right.
So hindsight's 2020.
Yeah.
But I mean, the amount of work and money that they're putting into this and trust in these people, obviously we know that it turns out beautifully.
Yeah, it just doesn't stay operational. I think I saw that. I think it stays operational for like 4 months or something.
Oh, in total?
In total. Like once they actually start getting it running with Walter White, it's like 4 months later, it's blown up.
Yeah.
Which is like, damn, that's kind of sucks for your investment. But
yeah, now that we're seeing all the work that really went into it.
Yeah, but this is just kudos to the show because we're digging a hole. That's like the grand story here. We're digging a hole, and somehow we've turned it into like half of like episode 5 and 6 are all about just this like German crew and setting up this like warehouse for them and how are we going to accomplish them. Like, who knew that digging a hole could be so fascinating when it's in the context of doing something illegal?
Yeah. And I mean, this show, just the fact that like we're getting so much background on something that we already know, I think is what makes this show so good, because Breaking Bad was so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very interested to see. I mean, obviously shit's got to hit the fan. There's no way that that's just going to go smoothly. I feel a very foreshadowing vibe of showing us like that double door security of like needing to get out both of those doors. We have the trailer outside. And then obviously Kai just kind of being a jackass right off the bat. So we have that. And then with Gus also, the Gus Hector situation.
That was a great scene by Gus to show that he has had this thing with obsession his whole life.
Yeah. I mean, we see, obviously I'm not a doctor. I don't know certain diagnoses, but we see that Gus looks like he has like potentially maybe OCD, but I think there's like other stuff now, like we're finding out kind of buried in there. He's always been very methodical, but now we're kind of getting more of the dark side of Gus and the origins of his dark side. Obviously we already know.
Yeah.
He had a dark side. Also, there was comments that totally went over my head. It didn't go over yours, and you said it. And even when you said it, it went over my head. I didn't realize that that was Gus's partner, like lover.
Yeah, life partner.
Yeah, because you even said partner, and I thought business partner.
Yeah, because you were like, oh my gosh, did you realize that person was like more than a partner? And I was like, yeah, that's why I said more than a partner.
So I saw the comments talking about that, because that's what I don't know. That just went totally over my head. Obviously, I thought that Gus was just a very loyal person in the first place, but obviously there's a whole lot more to that when it's someone that you like actually are in love with.
Right, that gets murdered.
Yes, yeah. So not that I didn't understand it the first time, but the motive, I mean.
Right.
But I get it now more.
The levels to the motive.
Yeah, even more so. But very interesting for that story. Obviously, I feel like really for Hector to just be in there, I think that he absolutely, in his state, can hear what's going on.
Oh yeah, maybe.
And I think that he can hear Gus, and I think he really is gonna wake him up, or he's gonna wake up out of spite. And obviously we know kind of the state that he's in, but
man, yeah, just to hear that story, because you think that the situation that happens with Hector and like his partner and stuff, like that sparks kind of this like hatred and this obsession and stuff. But to hear the story from when he was like 7, and for the cat, I don't know exactly what it was, but he described it as something like slightly larger than a house cat or something.
I've never heard of that animal before.
Yeah, I forgot where Gus is from. Chile, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
So it's got to be some, mountain lion type of thing in Chile. Obviously, small lion. But anyways, to hear that story and for Gus to be like, oh, like the nice thing would have been for me to just kill it right away, but I kept it alive. I'm like, dude, it's just a wild animal that ate a couple of like pieces of fruit, and you went to the extreme. I mean, I get it. If you're like a starving family and this tree provides your family food and income, and you have some animal come and destroy most of it, yeah, I get it. Trap it, kill it. That would have been like the humane thing. But to go to the extreme of like, oh, it had a broken leg and I just kept it alive.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, like.
Yeah, I mean, it's an animal. You're not teaching it a lesson here by keeping it alive.
Yeah, how much like time and also how much like food did you have to feed it just to keep it alive? Like, it's so much of your time and attention focused on this thing that does not make your life positive in any way.
Yeah.
And he's doing this at 7 years old. So it's like, it's not a surprise that he's doing this to Hector based off of that story.
Yeah.
But it truly is his downfall, his just obsession for things that cross him.
Mm-hmm.
It just goes too far.
Yeah. He like thrives on spite.
Yeah. Yeah. It fuels him. It motivates him. And it has been forever. So what a terrifying story. Mm-hmm. And really makes Gus, I mean, Gus is a bad guy. We've seen him do bad things, but to hear him talk about that and the way that he talks about it, it's like, all right, you've been off it since birth, pretty much.
Yeah, no, it's like a serial killer thing when you start,
oh yeah, the kid down the street kills dogs or something.
Yeah,
and you're
it's like,
okay, that's a bad sign.
Yeah, the signs were there.
Yeah, a great scene. I thought we were gonna see Hector move. Maybe he did, and I just missed it.
Yeah, maybe it was like super subtle, but I thought any movement was just related to him breathing. But maybe everyone's gonna be like, "What are you talking about? He moved."
Yeah, right. You didn't see his finger? Yeah. Great couple of episodes. Finished off with the whole Piñata scene, scaring the kids.
The camera angles in that were tripping me out.
Yeah, I'm glad. I was gonna be so disappointed if like that was Jimmy's whole plan, just to be like, hey, income, right?
We gotta stop underestimating him.
Yeah, especially when he comes back. Like the first time, sure, fool me once,
shame on you.
Shame on you.
Fool me twice.
If you fool me, you're not gonna fool me again. All right, if you get that reference.
we're just watching TikTok.
We just watched a highlight of like the best moments from George Bush. My personal favorite is Watch This Drive. That's the best.
Oh, it's so late and
it's very, very late.
Sleep deprived.
I've been very sick for days. I'm still sick.
Yeah, taking care of you, and then before that, our daughter. So
yeah. So anyways,
I'm sure I'm next.
Great couple of episodes. Can't wait to see what happens next. That was 5 and 6. So we only have 4 episodes left of season 4. It's moving quick.
Yeah, we're blowing through this. It feels like.
That was great.
Yeah. If you stuck around this far into the outro,
Then hopefully you had a laugh. So if you'd like to see the full length reaction for this, as well as everything else that we've reacted to, the link to our Patreon is in the description. If you'd like to interact with us on any other types of social media, all those links are in the description as well. And with that, peace everyone.
bye.
Bye.